sinister puppet masters that are making you talk about the topic, which is the topic of the segment.
In DC, violent crime is up 39% over last year.
Murder overall is down 12.7%. There are 2 exceptions in the data. This includes Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, Detroit, Baltimore, St. Louis, Milwaukee, New Orleans.
Right, but you're talking about murder, but you're saying that people should use one metric in terms of carjackings, but now you're saying just murder. Violent crime is up 39% in DC. That's a fact.
DC is one city in the United States.
And that's what we're talking about. Charles Allen is on the DC City Council.
So again, she keeps trying to pivot to national, and then she's like, look, DC's just one city, and Amber tells her the most obvious thing in the world, which is that's the city we're talking about. We're talking about Charles Allen. We're talking about carjackings in DC. So looking at the DC numbers would seem to be more relevant to the story that we're talking about.
I think it's dishonest when we're getting all of the data about crime from the year to just focus on DC and talk about carjackings.
Well, people who live in DC care about DC. That makes sense, right? So their elected officials are pushing through proposals to get off the hook, particularly the most violent criminals in the case of Charles Allen, who has the Second Look Act that he helped pass, write and pass in 2020. That matters to people who live there.
You saying that crime is down in some other city in the United States of America that doesn't have the insane policies of DC is great. Maybe DC should get rid of the people who are preventing good policy from being implemented and pushing bad policy.
Of course it matters to people in DC, but I think a lot of our viewers are not in DC. They don't care that actually halved since 1990. It's a steady trend. It's not just year over year. And year to date, compared to last year, it's down 12.7%. Violent crime overall nationally.
So a lot of people will say in response to this video in the comments that I'm going after low-hanging fruit, that this woman is obviously brain damaged. But the thing is, these are all the same tactics that you'll get from the supposed intellectuals of the left all the way down to the bottom of the barrel types like Jessica Burbank. Pivot to the national numbers, say that it's a distraction, say sinister motive on behalf of you for talking about a specific topic, anything and everything in order to avoid the increase in violent crime in the city of DC, or talking about the increase in carjackings, which is the specific topic of this video. Jessica Burbank just happens to be really bad at it, so it's a perfect example of how we can identify these poor tactics in order to recognize them in other people who are better at cloaking them.
Of course it matters to people in DC, but I think a lot of our viewers are not in DC, and they care that violent crime has actually halved since 1990.
You know, sometimes I wonder why I even make new videos on this channel responding to left-wing arguments about crime. Every single time, and I've been calling this out for years, you push a lefty on the crime issue, they will always, without fail, say, well, you know what? Crime isn't as bad as the 1990s. The 1990s, the worst period in American history, is actually worse than this period, which is not the worst period in American history. Nobody's making the case that crime is worse than the 1990s. Now, in a few specific cities, homicide actually has gone up higher than the 1990s, but thankfully that is few and far between in our nation, and hopefully we never return to the horrors of the 1990s. However, crime is up since the Black Lives Matter riots. It did break an unbroken nearly 4-year trend in this nation, and the decrease after that dramatic increase has not offset the increase that we saw post the Black Lives Matter riots.
It does depend on what you compare it to, though, because, as you said, in the 1990s, crime was incredibly high, violent crime in particular. That is 100% true. And crime has decreased steadily since the 90s. However, if you look at 2019 and 2020, that was when violent crime started to spike. And so, yes, the numbers are down year over year, but they're still far higher than they were prior to the pandemic. That's why people still feel that there's a problem with crime, there's a problem with public safety.
Listen, Amber, I just want to say, I'm engaged.
You always look at me like you got something important to say.
You might even be married, so stop trying to steal my heart by using my exact same argument and shredding Jessica Burbank with that exact point. She just said what I've been saying for a long time, and she's dead on accurate. And Jessica has no response to this because guess what? Nobody on the left has a response to this. Once you explain to them very concisely what you're concerned about, which is the post-Black Lives Matter riots spike in crime, and the fact that we have not gone down to those points pre-Black Lives Matter riots, and we are talking about a new baseline, there is no response. Jessica will likely pivot to the national numbers. She'll likely say, well, here's what you don't understand, man. People are
you getting
raping
in there?
because the
You alright?
price of sex is so high right now that they need to rape in order to get to the grocery store. Just like they need to steal cars in order to drive to the grocery store. Just like they need to loot the grocery store in order to get to the grocery store. Because everything is about people needing to get to the grocery store. Because I don't know if you know this, Jessica Burbank is the genius that went to Brown University, and this is the best criminal justice related theories that she can come up with, having never actually interacted with a criminal. But that's the thing. These lefties don't have to know what they're talking about. They just regurgitate the same points over and over again, and a certain segment of the population, a certain segment of the audience says, not as bad as the 1990s, that's good enough for me. Right wing bad, why are they bringing this up? Maybe even
What's going on, guys? I'm about to check out this video from Manisa, aka iDubbbz's husband. Let's see what's happening, man. Let's see what's going down. Don't forget to hit the hype button.
Well, he's been shitting his pants? My dad? No, my dad, that's a new development. My dad spent the first 57 years not shitting his pants. Well, I'm sure when he was a child, he was shitting his pants like, you know, like a frickin' baby. He's getting practice in now. Listen, I can proudly say that my husband has never actually literally shit his pants. I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had like an IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well.
Just had really bad gap.
Do a cleanup job. Try to do a cleanup job. That's nasty work right there. You know damn well what he was out here doing in these streets. You knew what you said. Now you try to clean it up. And also, you got the girls out. Why is it every time when you on his stream, you dress like a bag lady? Like you just in your house with 13 sweaters on. And then it's the opposite whenever you on your stream. That's kind of weird.
Which, to be honest, so have I. Literally, I think yesterday my tummy was hurting. And he always gets so mad at me when I use that excuse, but it's true. My tummy was hurting. Everybody sometimes is stinky. Sometimes you gotta shit yourself. What are you gonna do? Not me, never. No pat shitting for me. Everybody shits their pants. I've shit myself at Hapsy. Everybody shits their pants. I feel like you're lying if you say that you've never shit yourself. Sorry.
Maybe when I was a baby, as a grown-ass adult, no, and I hope I never do. That's actually some of the things I dread. When I get older, I do not look forward to not being able to control that. Oh man, I might go on an all-liquid diet or something. I would not be happy about that. Yeah, because I remember one time when I went to go get something from the store, like 2, 3 in the morning, and I think I was sick, and it hit me out of nowhere. Nigga, it took me an hour to walk back home, but guess what?
Part of the human experience. I've never shit myself in public. In public is a crucial detail, okay? Let's just be honest, okay? When you're sick, you have absolutely, at least once in your life, shit yourself. When you're like deathly sick, everyone here
He said a liquid diet make it worse? Oh no. Damn.
shit themselves. Like, when their fever was like 104 and they didn't know what the hell was going on. Don't lie to me. I had...
No, I did not. And I've had a fever recently, and didn't I have the flu last month? Yeah, I ran through tissue, but I was able to get my ass up and walk to the back. Let's change the topic. Why is she talking about this? This is crazy.
no clue that African violets, you can cut up the leaves and put them in the soil and they propagate and you can make a bunch of African violet plants out of it. Very cool. Riveting stuff. That's how I know. Listen, Lovebug, I know I'm doing something right
Hey, what's up, Biggs? How you doing?
when you're not having fun. I want to make sure Lovebug specifically is not having fun. Because I know where you come from.
Word, this lady is wild, like straight wild.
And I know what you want. So, buckle in. Okay? We're talking about isopods. We're talking about snake shed, and parentheses not consuming. And we're talking about what's the other thing I was gonna say? I used to be addicted to poppers. Does that make you sick though? Here's the thing. This is why it's not a Puritan thing with me. Legit. The drug thing is not a Puritan thing with me. It is 100%. I don't like feeling sick. And a lot of like alcohol, even edibles, have made me sick. Even the one time I got not Fent. What was it?
Supposed to eat. Make sure you well fed. If you do too much, like I'm talking about green. Gotta make sure you hydrated, that you ate something.
DSP's birthday?
I don't know if she's talking about heavy stuff. She on that Heisenberg?
Happy birthday! How old is he? 50? Happy birthday! Happy 50th! DSP? DSP is still alive, that cockroach. I actually still know nothing about him. I'm very proud that I don't know anything about him, but enough of the creatures have posted like photos of him that I think I know what he looks like now. But I will say, I'm not sure when I'm seeing Ralph.
What's up, Double?
Or when I'm seeing DSP, unless I'm seeing the gut. If it's the gut, then I know it's Ralph, the Ethan Ralph. With veneers, I have veneers, they look natural. Did you?
If we're talking about the same DSP, there's a, never mind, that don't make no sense.
Why did you get them? Did you need them, or did you just want, like, I don't know. To me, I like my ugly teeth. You needed them? I mean, if you need them, it's different.
I swear, if I did streams with no reactions, and we just talk, which I might start doing again, let me know in the live chat. Maybe I'll do a vote. Because I'm going to keep live streaming no matter what. But if you guys would enjoy just a hangout, we just sitting here talking streams, just chatting, I'm down with that too. I guarantee I'll be more entertaining than what the hell is she doing. What is this?
That's different. I'm talking about people who cosmetically, like for example, me, like I have different teeth. Okay, my teeth are different. Not bad, different. Okay? Some people might call them jack-o'-lantern teeth. Like Sam Hyde, I think, has referred to them as that, right? I would never, there's people who have teeth like me who would get veneers. And I think it's a massive mistake because I love, like, my teeth looking different. It's okay.
Ain't nobody looking at your teeth right now. No one's paying attention to that.
His eye roll into his back of his head. Are you poisoning him? One, yes. Okay. And two, he's done that his whole life. Well, I don't know about his whole life, but since meeting him, he used to love freaking out with it. It's not my fault he's flexible. Some people can do it. Have you ever seen the Caretaker? WWE? Getting the Undertaker. I feel like I can't even make a joke like that because people are gonna think I'm being serious. If I had a peanut.
Oh, Undertaker, the Caretaker? And what is she about to say?
Yes, you guys, I would be able to say things and people would assume that it was a joke. If I had a penis and I leaned more ambiguously centrist, you guys would think I was so funny. Sam Hyde looks like a bridge troll. He looks worse than that. He looks like an eraser that, like, broke apart and then somebody tried to super glue back together. Not defending smoking, it's a terrible habit. I wish I think smoking is really cool. I think it is a terrible habit, but I do think it is. I think it. People still think Michelle Obama has a penis. I think people wish Michelle Obama had a penis so they could get fucking pegged by her. I know people's obsession with Michelle is so interesting.
Yo, that was crazy. Extra pause. Extra pause, flag on the play.
I also wish I had a penis.
Oh
Sometimes
shit, where is he?
If I had a penis... everything... I think I would have a lot of fans. If I had a penis, I'd have a lot of fans. Watch, and then, okay, watch. Tomorrow people are gonna be like, she's transitioning! This is the beginning! But it's not true. I feel like...
What is she talking about? Yo, what? We're watching this for educational purposes. Education. What is she talking about, bro? Like, not for real. What is she?
Get the humor pass if you have a penis. It's harder to get the humor pass if you don't have a penis. I have the same thing with people not understanding I'm joking. It's a lack of inflection. Yeah, it's the dry delivery. It's the same with Ian as well. I mean, Ian's super dry. I think when people knew he was joking and gave him the benefit of the doubt, like, people really loved the super dry delivery. It is his humor. But now that people don't give him the benefit of the doubt, they just, like, take it as fact. I'm so over the moon lately. Life's been really good lately, like, really good. But the thing that's been the best is I think slop channels have stopped making random schizophrenic videos about us because I'm not getting, like, my viewer count's lower and everybody here seems sane, or if you're at least from that world, you're like sane from that world.
Yeah, low views could be from the fact that iDubbbz keeps blocking everyone in your live chat. I mean, that's possible. That's just a possibility. Call me crazy.
There is a JAMA content embargo. I think, I don't know what it is. I don't know what did it. I think part of it is like Nicholas Diorio, I think, backed off because I made it a little bit messy for him to say anything. I think he started getting heat for being weird.
Yo, nah. Diorio gotta respond. He gotta respond. She calling him out. I think she might be trying to Jedi mind trick him because she does get more attention as she just described whenever people cover her in iDubbbz and then nastiness. So she's probably trying to bait him to do it.
I mean, it's really, really nice. Like, I'm at peace. People are starting to get it though, that like we don't really want attention. We don't want to blow up. I want to have like a quiet little stream where I'm talking to, like, even if it's like, you know, 5 people. I just want to like hang out and talk, and like we're kind of semi-retired, and this is it. Honestly, Kino Casino deleted the drama segment folder and said leave them alone for the rest of April. I mean, that's, hey, I'll take it. I saw that so on I have 2 accounts. I have 2 Twitter accounts. One is my peaceful Twitter account, and the other one is like my, like, feed the trolls for fun. Don't say it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm saying this is what I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. The quartering stuff, am I not allowed to say it? Because on my troll account, the one where I feed the trolls. Oh.
No joke going on. You know damn well she don't want to stream to no 5 people. I'm not that far away. But I'll always stream with you guys, so you know what I mean? I don't mind being small time. I don't even look at the number. But someone like her and iDubbbz, they definitely obsessed with numbers for sure. To where they don't want to stream to a low number. They would hate that. Like, it's killing her on the inside. So ain't no way she just wants 5 people watching her. She's lying.
I'm sorry.
I love hearing them try to hype each other up. Anisha's not going to stop your account. That's a guarantee. In the background. I am quiet, stoic. iDubbbz is being stoic here. This is what we've been waiting for. Hell. Saying it.
I only know the quartering. I think Ian could come in at the end, make a huge dunk on the quartering with a content cop, and it would be really good. But it's too messy. People are very hot about it. I am going to be honest with you, Felted Imp. I know very little, other than I know.
Nobody trying to see that. Nobody trying to see that. I gotta call a spade a spade. You know, yeah. Nah, nobody want to see that from you. Or speak up.
know that the quartering's trying to strike video. That's all I know. And he's very angry. I just saw him being very angry on the timeline. I was like, whoa. But I was at the gym. I shouldn't go on my troll Twitter at the gym. I'm on a DSP detox. I feel better. What is?
We said it at the same time, Kelly. Facts. If she didn't want to view it, she'd cover up. 100%.
What's the mystique of DSP? Like, what brings you in to that? Because I look at him and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, no, God, not DSP. I'm sorry, I'm trying to learn. I just want to know what the appeal is. Because he's just a character, he's so transparent and manipulative. Learning the lore makes you one of us. Crossing that line. Listen, I've been on the internet for a long time. I'm like, I knew DSP from like getting mad at Batman games.
She's called herself Unc. This is insane. This is crazy. She called herself Unc, bro. She just said, I'm Unc. Whoa. That's insane.
He begged for money because of his tax. Sorry.
He said, I find it disturbing. She always covered
Dude,
up
how did he not sink?
on his streams with her. She was popping up. Yup. Facts. I said the same thing. That's insane. And she just tells you a lot.
That's crazy. God dang. So it all started 17.
And don't forget Hassan Piker live streams. That's the outfit she had on Hassan Piker live stream without the jacket. Arms was out too. On Hassan Piker stream. IW stream. She dressed like it's wintertime and she about to go outside. She dressed like it's snowing.
Years ago when he got laid off from... What? Wait. Okay. Like a pilot? Or like a mechanic? That's mostly silly. Now he gets mad at Mario movie? Mario movie? Why? Because it had no story? No, a Nepo baby. Oh no. Oh. That's sad. I feel bad for Nepo babies. Man, I would get mad at Mario movie if that was me. Yeah, we can't be getting mad at the Mario movies, you guys. It's for kids. Let the kids have something, god damn it! I was watching a top 10 list of failed streams, and the one where he was caught booning with his camera on. Why? That's your streaming computer.
I think that was DSP. And did she just... So you got like, you and iDubbbz got different computers? Never mind. Never mind, that's crazy. Yeah, you nasty. But yeah, I remember when that happened, when DSP got caught with that. Yo, he tried to say, nah, I was faking it. No, I just tried to do it just to clickbait. Nah, nigga, you thought you in this stream. Start getting crazy. When they got the jerkins out, had you a horrible time.
I don't understand how that happened. Do you not have like a phone or something? He doesn't know about May 1st. Why would I know about May 1st? Why would I know that? Why would I? May 1st? You think he did it on purpose? Start up the stream. There's people, wasn't it Nick Fuentes? Didn't Nick?
I don't think it was that he ended the stream. He had the stream, which, why would anyone set this up to do this? But there's a setting where you can automatically turn your stream on at a certain time. So he set his stream to go live at a certain time, and it was getting crazy with the jerkins, and everyone caught him. And he was like, oh no, I was faking it. No, I was just making it up. That's what happened. He's a nasty person.
Fuentes get caught for something like that and then claimed it was like a psyop? Didn't that happen? Am I making that up? I don't, maybe I'm making that up. No, I think that happened. Let me look up a video on it. The Mossad made Nick Fuentes goon stream.
I thought Nick
What else is in my
Fuentes,
sidebar, you guys? I've never clicked on this in my
I
life.
just thought he got his dick
Why
sucked
did
by
they-
Destiny or something like that.
Why do they do her like that? Why do they... Why do they do her like that? That's not flattering.
Oh, she's talking about the shorty from the H3H3 podcast. Or I guess the podcast is on his channel. Damn, she is obsessed with Ethan Klein, bro. Anyone except for her husband. My bad. Her wife.
Photo. What? She looks like Chris Farley. That's how she looks like. She like this is I can't. That's so insane. Oh my god, you guys! She could be Miss Puff in a SpongeBob live action. That would go so hard. Look at all, wow. How horrible is that, right? It's like all my stuff's normal. It's like you know, Wicked Reptiles, some Moist Critical, Herb Time, Tanks Are Not For Nothing, The Guardian, you know, all normal. Some Epicurious, and then just, hey, damn, 3.5K watching. I didn't realize the fall off was that hard for H3. Well, to be fair, it's a bacon and egg, which is like Harley, Epic Mealtime, who, I'm not saying this as an insult, okay, because I'm sitting here with like 70 viewers or whatever, but his streams were pulling like 130 people on average. I know Nicholas Diorio recommended. I'm gonna be so honest with you, I have never, ever clicked on or watched a Nicholas Diorio video. I've only seen clips on.
His main channel videos used to be pretty good. I would say he made a lot of mistakes. I've given him some criticism before. I think I might have made a video or whatever. I don't think he liked it either. He didn't respond well to it. But I've given him some criticism before. I would say from the years from when he was doing video essays on his main channel to now, he's gotten 1,000 times better. And I think that he even disagrees with a lot of his previous takes, right? So I don't know. I don't watch his live stream stuff that often. Maybe if we're covering the same or a similar topic, but I wouldn't mind seeing some more video essays from him if he ever got back into that.
On Twitter, because listen, maybe you love his melodic, boyish voice. I don't. So I've never searched it. I've never
Does he have a
looked for
melodic voice?
it. She wanted to box and used to be sweet. Man, I can't comment on any of that. More so out of respect for my husband than for them. Yeah, I'm sorry. Which, Amy, you should be very thankful for. Okay, fucker.
You know, the Stoic Chronicles.
So there's this YouTube channel. Crazy. This dude here. Hassan Jr. Because iDubbbz is the junior of the junior. That's the junior Hassan. Anyway, bunch of clowns. Just laugh at them. And get
I'm gonna go to schedule
your
one.
locale on. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the videos as well. Watch more.
The brainwashed cult of Hassan Piker.
Who has the worst fan base on the internet? Well, there are many candidates for this title. A lot of these fan bases have bad reputations just because they're so big that the relatively small portion that
Does Robert Downey Jr. have a bad rep?
happen to scream the loudest. However, some subjects are so rotten to the core that the bad ones take up close to, if not the majority of the entire fan base. Enter in Hassan Piker.
Oh, Hassan fans are so fucking dicked out. I made a video, one video about this 5 days ago. They're still DMing me. Because they're still commenting the most crazy shit. I don't know how TikTok is allowing this.
So he's getting hate comments from Hassan fans. Wow, that's crazy. I thought that they were going to accept him as a token minority and utilize his experience to further their agenda. Oh wait, he doesn't agree with them sycophantically. Oh wait, he has his own opinion. Oh, he's probably just a pick-me. He's probably just an Uncle Tom. These people are shameless and disgusting and gross.
It said you black people.
It's like the 9/11 for Muslims right now. Now, I would say that, but technically 9/11 was the 9/11 for Muslims. But this one's pretty wild, too. So there are two major Muslim dramas that are going on at the same time right now that no one wants to talk about because obviously it'll call you Islamophobic, which is basically a badge of honor. You're, brave enough to weather the storm of infinite people trying to kill you and whatever. So this is Junior. This is a Twitter account and also Muslim debater guy who's a pedophile who has a lot of interesting opinions and is when I called him a pedophile before, I just mean he's pro-pedophilia. I'm not saying he actually does that stuff. I don't know what goes on in his bedroom with his wives. All I know is it's something he advocates for. And speaking of pedophile advocates, this is another guy who recently went on a gigantic crash out. He lost a debate and he started copyright striking anyone making fun of him. So we're going to make this video, and if he copyright strikes me, I'm going to take him to court. I've done it before, and I really want to make fun of him, so it's very important, actually. Now, to understand what's going on, this is Junior. Now, let me give you a deep dive into who this guy is. So this was his debate when someone said, "Hey, your prophet raped children like Aisha, his 6-year-old wife," and you have to hear his response.
Now let's talk about Aisha. So you think she hit puberty? You say she hit puberty?
Yes.
What's the research that shows that?
The research shows that there are hadith mentioned when she played with dolls. And this hadith is very controversial and it's very important.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah,
old girls older than 16 years old are not allowed to play with dolls.
All right, so let's understand the lore here. So first of all, that's not true. In Islam, any girl that hits puberty is no longer allowed to play with dolls. That's the rule in Islam. But he said 16 because he knows how bad it sounds. Because in his opinion, the most moral person of all time, Muhammad, is a pedophile. So obviously that sounds pretty bad. So therefore he's explaining how Aisha played with dolls and only adults could play with dolls. And only adults are not allowed to play with dolls.
She played with dolls. She was older than 16.
Now, so you have to hear that one more time because you might not catch this, but he completely debunks his own argument.
Where she played with dolls. And this hadith is very controversial and it's very important.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, that's great.
Old girls older than 16 years old are not allowed to play with dolls. She played with dolls. She was older than 16.
No, that means
she played with dolls.
That means she's younger.
No. In Islam, it's forbidden to play with dolls if you are a teenager.
Right. Yeah, that means when she was a child. No. Now let's talk about Aisha.
And she was playing with dolls. That means she was a child. He just completely destroyed his entire argument by bringing up that she played with dolls when her husband Muhammad raped her. So therefore, she was obviously a child. But he's so retarded he didn't notice that. Probably because he's a Palestinian and the average IQ in Gaza is 68. Now, again, that's just me thinking out loud. It's probably a coincidence. Now, the funniest update ever just happened. So this guy's entire Twitter account just got demonetized. Not banned, not removed, demonetized. He can no longer make money off of it. Now, make money off Twitter. Who the fuck makes money off Twitter? This guy. Because every day he finds some random footage of some guy beating other people up, and he's like, "Oh, this is a Christian beating up Muslims. Oh, this is a Jew beating up Muslims. Oh, this is Israel bombing Muslims," and it's all lies. That's what he does all day, every day on a Twitter account, and he gets like bajillion likes from the third world. So I'm just gonna say the truth. I'm a Muslim Palestinian, and yesterday my X payouts went from 8,000 every 2 weeks to 1,000. I complained to Nikki Tabir, who's like one of the top guys in charge of Twitter. Many Zionists accounts targeted me. They told me to remove my monetization. 3 hours later, it's gone. Look, if it's temporary, I get it. I deserve it. Notice he says. But if it's a permanent ban, hear me out. The rollout of creator payouts and expeditionally transfer the platform into a place where time invested actually paid off for many users. Engagement translated into real revenue, encouraging consistent posting, community building, and honest discourse. This is a lie. It promotes lying. It rewarded creators who showed up daily, fostering an ecosystem that felt merit-based and alive. It's not merit-based. It's view-based. And now the signals from the platform point in the opposite direction. He's trying to cry about it. This is a really long meltdown, and I don't have any interest to read what this 38 IQ guy has to say. Now, obviously, I am going to take a break unless Nikki Tabir responds to me. W, let's go. Get the fuck out. Anyway, so monetization paused, and now the community note is glorious. Junior was caught 80-plus times spreading fake news or presenting old content as recent news, which led to demonetization. With the longest community note of all time, these are all links to lies. Every single one of these is a link to a tweet where he lied and slandered people. It's the great, like, I'll just click on one randomly. Oh, he deleted all of them. He deleted all of them. There's no way. There's no way. Hold up. There's no way he actually deleted every single one of them. Oh my God, he went through all of them to delete them to claim he doesn't lie. Anyway, so this is 80 lies, just like as an example. And there's so many of them, you can find them forever. Haha, Junior just got the longest community note in the history of community notes. Now there is a rule on Twitter that you're not allowed to engagement post. You're not allowed to do that if it's through lies. You're not allowed to lie to farm engagement, and you're not going to be monetized if that's the case. Now, you have to see his meltdown. He did a 4-hour live stream crying for 4 hours.
What have I done that is actually worth banning?
First of all, he's not banned. Obviously, he's on Twitter right now. He's not banned. He is just demonetized.
People are saying, oh, you're spreading lies about Israel.
Okay, and you're not allowed to be monetized if you're just lying, lying constantly. Makes sense.
And
I am spreading geopolitical misinformation and I'm slandering people. What's your point?
And is that illegal?
No, that's why you're not in jail. But they don't monetize you.
No, it's not. They're like, you're inciting violence. I'm like, I always condemn violence.
I condemn violence when I support Hamas terrorists and Hezbollah terrorists.
I always tell people, do not. I've never endorsed violence, ever. There's not a single post of mine.
This is a lie also, by the way.
I've literally endorsed violence.
They caught him with many posts endorsing violence.
Jewish people. I've never done it.
That is true.
I've never done it. Maybe
that is true, says a random person.
Oh, I post, a Hamas montage Call of Duty video that they shared or whatever. I repost it. That's like the most I'll post that is like offensive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Supporting terrorist organizations is very obviously not even slightly exaggerating. That is calling for violence, obviously, but I love how he just admits, he's like, yeah, I lie. He's like, yeah, is it illegal? No, but you don't have to monetize you, bro. No one has to monetize you. It's beautiful. The crash rate keeps going.
Yeah, you are. You're a whiner, and you're a liar, and you're sitting here, and you're begging Nikita to listen to you. Please, Nikita, please listen. How much do you need these shekels? How important are these shekels to you, Junior? Go post.
It's not about the money. Yes, it is.
Go post for the love of the game. Go post to save the baby. What do you care about money?
Because he doesn't care about any of that.
Already been doing that, man.
Then why are we here? To hear how you need money to do this? I thought you loved these children. Go post for them.
I'm here to speak on behalf of the people.
But you're here whining about your...
Speak on behalf of Palestine. Palestine needs to be able to raise children in peace, which is what my prophet did, and it's super important, actually.
For money, that's all this is about. You're not banned.
When did I ever speak about money?
Bro, you aren't banned.
This is all about money, because he's not banned. He's just demonetized.
It's from the platform. You've just been demonetized. That's what this space is about. You begging Nikita and Elon for your shekels. That's all this space is about. And Chris is right. Chris said that you're not banned, but they don't owe you anything. He's 100%. You know what? I'm going to be quiet because Chris has his hand up, and I have respect for him because he was a nice guy.
Damn, and he's just getting humiliated brutally in here.
As a message to Nikita Beer, just to show him like who I am, and to show him that you're actually demonetizing like one of your best creators. I'm not trying to make that case for myself. I'm just trying to prove it in the way that I speak and the way I've ran this space, like organically. There's not a lot of creators that are willing to do this, and
not a lot of people are willing to post content. And bro, and then he dropped these messages, posting it to. This is a diabolical crash out. Oh my God, it's crazy. Holy shit. And this is after him claiming that he's a multi-millionaire in Miami. I am a Palestinian Muslim. I am multi-millionaire at 22 in Miami. It's like, first of all, why the fuck is this jihadist in our country? That's obvious. He needs to get deported. Duh. He supports every terrorist organization on the planet. Two, if you're a multi-millionaire in Miami, why are you crying about your Twitter account getting demonetized? This has just been beautiful. So this is one of the biggest twists of all time. Harrison Smith, who's like a based Christian guy apparently, says, I have found Junior to be useful and an honest account with lots of content I don't see anywhere else. Because it's all lies. X is targeting anti-Israel accounts while saying it's about policing content for quality. The guy literally admitted he lied. He literally admitted he lied. Holy shit. This is what he's posting, man. Thanks for proving Christianity is satanic. Christianity is murder and rape. Without lies, Christianity dies. Christianity is a pagan, satanic religion. Hatred towards others is a Christian value. Please, Christians, monetize my content. Bro, this guy is insane. So yeah, anyway, so this was the Twitter side of the Muslim crash out. I gotta show you the YouTube side of the Muslim crash out. This is insane.
The tactical genius Mohammed Hijab came up with yet another brilliant plan. He decided to start going live on his channel and inviting Christians to debate him. The first episode did not go according to plan. God logic pulled up and absolutely destroyed him. And I'm not exaggerating. I was filming at the Quran Demolition Ranch when I started getting messages about Avery embarrassing Hijab. But I didn't know how bad Avery was embarrassing him until we went through it, not in the Zut sense, during some live streams. This was as bad as the infamous holes in the narrative interview, where Mohammed Hijab got Sheikh Yasser Qadi to admit that Muslim scholars can't explain all the different versions of the Quran.
Well, that makes sense, because the Quran is a fake book written by a fake prophet.
Remember that?
Well, not technically, because Muhammad was illiterate, so he didn't write the Quran.
Discussion? Yasser Qadi was basically begging Hijab to stop exposing the Quran.
The issue of ahruf and preservation and qira'at and relationships between them, these are very, very difficult issues. And
yep, it's difficult that there are different versions of the Quran that keep contradicting each other, and it's supposed to be the word of God. Yep, that's definitely complicated. This is literally the. I was gonna say this is like a genocide, but like I feel like that's a sore topic for Muslims because they call every time they lose wars genocide.
Advanced of our scholars, they're not quite fully certain how to solve all of the unanswered questions in them. Here's the point: these issues should only be discussed amongst people who know what the qira'at are.
That is right. These blatant contradictions in the Quran cannot be discussed by people that don't want to figure out that the religion is fake.
And who understand
that would be
some of these
awkward.
Questions. You add to that very well-known issues of, I don't even want to be explicit. Then you bring on top of that makhtutat, and then. And
I do not want to bring up all of these very obvious contradictions because people might be like, wait a second, this religion's kind of dumb. Damn, that'd be brutal.
It's very
but I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that's what they're saying.
clear to you and to every single...
I'm not Islamophobic. If you call me, I am. Don't get me wrong, I don't care. But me, Islamophobic? Crazy?
No, very advanced...
On YouTube, you can't be Islamophobic on YouTube, that's ridiculous.
Student and specialist, that the standard narrative has holes. That's what it is. The standard narrative does not answer some very pressing questions.
But Hijab wouldn't listen because he's a complete, utter, total narcissist. So, the myth of perfect preservation was obliterated. The comment section was flooded with Muslims saying that the interview was making them doubt Islam. Hijab cut out and deleted the Quran discussion from the live stream, which only drew more attention to it. Then Hijab and Yasser Qadi both deleted the entire interview, which drew even more attention to what happened.
Bro, they're just Streisand affecting everyone into realizing that the Quran is fake. That's brutal, man. That's brutal.
Later, when we posted clips of the interview, Yasser Qadi started filing false copyright complaints to force us to take down our videos. But we won, because fair use.
That's right.
It was all...
You can't just copyright strike people if they use your content and they transform the content into a critique or something. I don't know if he doesn't know that or if he's just, retarded or evil. Again, retarded and evil work together a lot.
Downhill for Hijab after that. Last year, he was exposed for treating Muslim women like prostitutes.
I heard about that.
One of his many ex-wives came forward and told the world how he operates. He promised her.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just being nice about this. You see, they're just trying to emulate the best guy in their religion, who treated women like shit and had sex slaves, right? So, could we really, are we surprised?
That if she became one of his wives, they would have a life together, a home together, a
and to be
family.
clear, I don't hate all Muslims or something, all right? I'm not trying to do that, all right? I'm not trying to say that. The Muslims that aren't religious, those guys are good. But if you're a religious Muslim...
Together. But after they consummated the marriage, he told her that he only wanted her for sex in hotels. She exposed him for this, and Hijab and dozens of his fellow Dawagandists declared war on this woman. They lied about...
Oh my god, dude. So someone just sent me this literally now. Nikita Beer actually answered the fucking retard Junior on Twitter because Junior posted a message to him privately to ask him to remonetize his account and said, going forward, I will only post original, accurate, and verifiable content, no exceptions, implying he has a history of lies. Anyway, I actually thought that was funny.
Her, they photoshopped screenshots to attack her. Hijab even posted a fake AI confession from her. It was evil and pathetic. These Dawa guys treat Muslim women worse than they would treat dogs, and you know what they think about dogs. Then Hijab lost his frivolous lawsuit against Douglas Murray. The judge was so disgusted by Hijab's lies that he wrote in his ruling, I am satisfied that he lied on significant issues, with the consequence that his evidence overall is worthless. Yes, a UK court has confirmed that Muhammad Hijab is such a...
Sorry, I have to do this. That's crazy! That's crazy. And also, this dude lied again, right? So Nikita Beer said, hey, going forward, I will only post original content and no lies. And then he tried to say that the guy that tried to assassinate Trump was an IDF Israeli soldier. And he responded, he's like, I thought you weren't going to lie anymore. I believe it won't happen again. Please monetize me. No. Oh my god, these people are so pathetic. Like, dude, I'm monitoring two very high-profile Islamic crash outs at the same time. I am monitoring the situation. I am very invested and involved. Anyway, Muhammad Hijab, back to him losing a humiliating court case.
Massive liar that any evidence he presents is worthless. You know what's also worthless? Hijab's word. Hijab has zero integrity, which is weird because in his interview with Jordan Peterson, he boasted about how Muslims keep their word.
That means to abide by your word.
So you have to stick by your words. No matter, for us, if you don't stick to your words, then this shows a lack of character.
But that wasn't Avery's experience with Muhammad Hijab. Avery asked for verbal consent that he could post the debate on his channel.
Oh shit,
he asked for verbal consent that Hijab wouldn't file a copyright complaint. Here's the clip.
So, is it okay that I record this and put it on my channel? We're gonna get a verbal confirmation. We're good.
Well, I mean, look, you can go live right now. I mean, I haven't got any issues with that myself.
Yeah, I'm recording.
You were live already.
Yeah, I'm recording right now, so I'm just making sure I can
go live. Go live so that your people can see what's happening right now.
No, they will. So I just want a verbal confirmation you're not going to copyright strike me.
No, you're going to go live, and it's absolutely fine.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome.
Hijab gave verbal...
Oh my god, bro, it's over. I can't believe what I just witnessed. First of all, he didn't even need to give confirmation. He did not need to approve this. For those of you that are unaware of how fair use works, if they're having a debate, it's both of their content. Unless there's like some specific contract saying that it's not. It is both of their contract. They're both of their content. Well, what are we even talking about? Like, he destroyed him in a debate. Obviously, he's allowed to post that. Duh. I'm literally shocked. And he gave prior approval and then still copyright struck the video. Bro's literally trying to get as many court losses as possible so that he can scream genocide.
Consent. Then what happened?
Bro, all these Christian debater bros are like genociding the Muslim debaters, literally.
The debate started going viral on Avery's channel because Christians were loving every minute of it. Hijab challenged Christians to a battle of wits, but he was completely unarmed. So, what did Hijab do? Take his loss like a man? Of course not. He's a narcissist. So instead of honoring his word like a man, he filed a false copyright complaint against Avery.
I actually can't believe it, dude.
Hijab lost so bad, he broke his word, abused YouTube's copyright system, and got Avery a copyright strike. But Muslims honor their agreements, right?
In fact, one of the signs of a hypocrite is that he goes against a religious hypocrite. Is that he either, if he makes a contract, he goes against it. It seems one of the most despicable things.
Hijab was probably following the example of Orthodox Muslim who bragged about doing the same thing to another Christian. After getting embarrassed in a debate with Elijah Johnson, Orthodox filed a copyright complaint and then bragged about it. He posted, "How I feel when I intellectually dominate a Christian apologist. Post him embarrassing." Can't spell embarrassing? Pretty embarrassing.
I mean, let's be real. That's more literate than Muhammad was. Like I'll be real.
Be fair, you're a master of spelling compared to your fake prophet.
That's crazy.
Post him embarrassing himself and copyright strike him and take away his paycheck. So this is the new Dawa tactic. Actually, it's not new. Years ago, Muhammad Hijab told Adam Saleh to file a copyright complaint against AP when AP appeared on his show.
Get ready, he's gonna post tweets right now and talk like a lot of crap. He's gonna talk about.
Have you given him permission to put this up on his channel as well?
I didn't give him no permission.
Yeah,
I'm
do it. The copyright strike. The guy criticized it, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna put anything, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to upload something. So
if you don't, just copyright strike him straight away, man.
But notice, Hijab asked if they had given permission to AP.
He's gonna talk
Have
about.
you given him permission to put this up on his channel as well?
I didn't give him no permission.
Yeah, to be clear, A, you don't need permission. It's unbelievable that you have to say this. A, you don't need permission, and B, he gave permission. He's such a fucking rat. Like, these people suck. And the funniest thing is, I'm only covering the fact that you were absolutely and brutally humiliated in a debate right now because you went and copyright struck it. I am contributing. I am doing my part contributing to this Streisand effect, goddammit.
Do it. The copyright strike. The guy criticized it, man.
So Hijab apparently thought permission was relevant. But now, in 2026, he thinks it's perfectly acceptable to give permission and then file a false copyright complaint anyway. Welcome to Dawa in 2026. I'm posting this as a warning. These guys are chronic, compulsive liars who have no honor or integrity, who don't believe they have to adhere to any agreement.
They will tequila the shit out of you, all right? That's why you can't trust any of their actual claims or arguments. Like, all of their arguments, they're not real. They only use these words to manipulate you and control you. That's why they get along with leftists so well.
Agreements they make with you, and who are constantly looking for new ways to deceive you. Dawa is deception. Don't trust anything these lying clowns say, ever. They worship a God who brags about being the best of deceivers, and they worship a prophet who declared, "War is deceit." Lying is like breathing to them. But it looks like people are catching on.
True. People are waking up. There's a mass awakening going on, and every day it gets better and better.
Thanks for proving our point yet again, Hijab. Now we get to introduce you to a little thing called the Streisand effect.
Oh,
that's where someone's pathetic attempts to hide.
You try to cover it up, now everyone's gonna know about it. And I'm here to help. I'm not involved. I wasn't debating or anything, but I'm here to help.
Something end up drawing more attention to it.
I'm a benevolent guy. What can I say? I'm a benevolent dude. Realistically, I think we are witnessing an absolute collapse of the lie industrial complex that so many of these grifters, psyops, and retards have been trying to push on us for years. On the left, on the Islamic invasion side of things. And honestly, it's pretty marvelous to watch. I feel like just a year ago, people weren't willing to engage so openly like this and recognize that, yeah, leftists lie. Yes, the Islamists that we're importing lie. You can't trust them. You can't take them at their word. All right, when you see Obama say, "I'm against political violence," and then call Trump a Nazi Hitler fascist that needs to die, all right, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, he's against violence. No one's trusting it anymore. Words are just weapons that they use to deceive you because they have no principles, they have no moral code, because their ethical system is based on evil. And yes, they need to be destroyed. Not violently, but they need to be obliterated. In the marketplace of ideas, Charlie Kirk style, we have God and anime on our side. And we're here to fucking win.
Alright, we're gonna
going to talk about it. We're going to address the elephant in the room. The Quartering, or Jeremy, versus Keno Casino, or Andy Warski and PPP. Now, this is not going to be a normal video. This is a bit of housekeeping. And when I say housekeeping, I don't mean sweeping. I think Jeremy has majorly fucked up. No, what I mean is a lot of people have reached out to me and asked me if or when I'm going to do a video on this. And I was always gonna. I just didn't want to shoot from the hip. I've been following this situation, and I think that as time has gone on, I've sort of gained a better perspective on the matter. I've got a history with Jeremy. I did a podcast with Jeremy for like 3 years, maybe 4. I've also got a history with Andy Warski. We were doing like collabs and live streams and stuff back in like 2016, maybe 15. I mixed that rap song that got him in trouble with Francesca Ramsey back in the day. So I've been speaking to both of them, Jeremy and Andy Warski, in DMs. Now, I made it very, very clear to Jeremy, I'm addressing this. I have to address this. So he knows what's up. This isn't a fucking sniper attack. But there's going to be two kinds of people watching this video. There's going to be the people that have followed the situation, and there's going to be people who have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. So for those people, I'm going to do a quick sort of recap, like a timeline of events, and then I'm going to add some more information to the situation and give you like my breakdown. Now, I've got to say, as much as I can, I'm going to be addressing the main drama, the deplatforming stuff, all the peripheral stuff. It's not that I don't care about it. It's just, it's peripheral stuff. So this is what we're talking about. This is Andy Warski from the Keno Casino.
Hey everyone, as you all probably seen, the Keno Casino clip channel was flagged down by the Quartering. He's actually bragging about it right now by showing cards on his main Twitter page. You know, and we weren't banned off of YouTube. We weren't banned of anything. You know, I was unbanned. I tweeted about this 3 days ago, and I put the link. Well, someone just sent me a little tweet there, and I checked the link. Not even terminated. Just it's not appearing now. Okay, so he flagged or got this removed. My Andy Warski channel that was unbanned 6 months ago. Got that banned and the Keno Casino clip channel, even though we were unbanned.
So flagging and deplatforming and stuff in the content creator world is a no-no. You just don't do it. It's like snitching in prison. We've already got enough everyday, ordinary, sensitive pussies flagging us. We don't need the extra fire. Chew on Head said it rather succinctly here. Threatening to deplatform a channel is like threatening to use a nuke in the world of the internet. Completely against bro code. Every public figure is mocked and their personal lives gossiped about. I learn new law about myself every day, but never threaten to destroy those people's lives. You need to apologise, etc., etc. So the Keno Casino have been A-logging Jeremy. They've been talking shit. They've been teasing him. And they've been focused on a friend that apparently Jeremy has that is involved in some, like, weird stuff. I'm not going to go into it. As I said, I don't want to talk about the peripherals, but it's like bull swinger stuff. I'm not going to gossip about Jeremy's personal life. I think I owe him that much, but it's like kind of part of the story. So here's the timeline of events. I might be missing a few things, but the bones are there. The 5th of April. Now, you've got to keep in mind, this might be like weird, fucked up Australia time. Timery do's, if you like. Like, this might have actually been the 4th of April, but I've seen it, like, on my timeline on the 5th. PPP tweets, the Quartering and his bull are desperate to hide his bull's criminal history. They've flagged down our video, blah, blah, blah. So there's a video taken down via a privacy notice. Now, the Keno Casino jump on their stream and say, Jeremy did this. I think with personal information stuff, you have to be like the guy. You have to be the guy whose personal information is exposed. So I think it might be the bull. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about this bull stuff, but it's all sort of intertwined. The 6th of April. Jeremy basically goes fucking spastic. He's insisting that video takedown wasn't him, and that one probably wasn't. He's saying, I've shown unrefuted video evidence that I have in fact not flagged you down, and you've continued to lie about me, Andy. I'll go ahead and take everything you have. I've given you clowns plenty of runway, both publicly and privately. Enough is enough, too bad. He continues, first will be your YouTube, which is in violation of ban evasion, easy takedown. And next will be your kick. I literally begged you two to be reasonable. I tried everything. You chose this. All I wanted was to let you guys dunk on me. If these clowns keep going after my friends and family just because they don't like me, I will in fact take everything they have and never apologise for it. Psycho weirdos are messaging my wife, calling her phone, people are harassing harassing my friends, roast me, fine. There used to be a line, my wife and my family are being harassed, blah, blah, blah. They have no rules, and starting today, neither do I. All their fans justifying making my wife live in terror. I hope you all support them financially because it's your fault they're about to lose $100 grand a year. And this is Jeremy reaching out to Eddie, the owner of Kick, the platform that the casinos stream on. So he's saying, look, I'm kind of a big deal. Reach out, I got something to talk about with you, bruh. So I mean, kinda sus. He's talking about yeeting their channels publicly. He's wanting to make inroads with Eddie from Kick. And then he jumps on the DMs with none other than fucking Josh from Kiwi Farms. I mean, this is incredible. So he starts this like negotiation thing with Josh, I guess. I'm not going to read all these. You can zoom in if you want. But he's saying more of the same stuff, like, I'm a big deal. I could get them taken down. It only takes one phone call and bang, they're fucking gone. You know, it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's fucking gay, man. I'm sorry, Jeremy. It's fucking gay. I was watching a Nicholas Diorio video the other day. I think he counted. He was counting the amount of times that Jeremy threatened to have their channel terminated. And I think I stopped watching after like 28 times.
Yeah, I think is that 28? Are we going back to counting again?
The 10th of April, Jeremy jumps on Twitter and says, I'm sorry, guys. I've been a bit of a dick. I got triggered. I'm sorry to my audience. I will not take down their channel. That's cringe. He got met with a bunch of replies from like other creators saying, yeah, bro, that's fucking cringe. You need to apologise to Kino Casino because this is gay. One of those people was Shoe on Head, that tweet we saw before saying, look, you've got to apologise, and Jeremy responds, oh shoot, on that second part, I will never apologise to these fucking losers who circulate photoshopped, disgusting pictures of my wife. We're not 18 years old anymore, blah, blah, blah. The 11th of April, I fucking promise we're almost done. If you've been following this, you've heard all this fucking shit before, but I promise we're almost done. Then I can take a breath and I'll add some more stuff. PPP tweets, well, short to his word, Quartering flagged down our entire clip channel for ban evasion. He really is the most pathetic worm, blah, blah, blah. Then we get the Andy Warski video we saw before, and Jeremy tweets this birthday card, which is made out of cards. Now, I just want to point out, I haven't seen anyone else point this out, but these two tweets are only 31 minutes apart. You've got 10:20 and you've got 9:49. Now, again, this might be timery dues, weird fucked up Australia time, but fancy that, 31 minutes apart. The casino gets banned, and Jeremy tweets his casino-themed birthday card that says, you are kind of a big deal. I mean, I don't think that makes me a conspiracy theorist. I think that's a bit sus. So anyway, as soon as this happens, the boys get back on stream, make a big song and dance about how the clip channel, which was apparently ran by their editor, like the editor was getting all the money from the clip channel monetization, was taken down. The channel was banned. It was terminated. So Jeremy starts going, what, me? It wasn't me. I would never do such a thing. Why would you point fingers at me? How could you? So he starts showing his YouTube report histories for all his channels except for Unsleeved Media. More on that later. But then, a few days later, he's on stream and this happens.
Oops, not that one.
And there it is. Thank you for your report to YouTube. Sent to MTG headquarters. Now that's the end of the timeline. I'm going to tell you why this matters, right? Whenever I'm researching something to do with like the mechanics of YouTube, I always use Gemini because Gemini is the Google AI. So it's in the same ecosystem, if you like, as the AI that runs YouTube, as the AI that sent this email to Jeremy. So I fired up the old Gemini and I said, what does it mean when you get an email from YouTube with the subject, thanks for your report to YouTube? And it says when you receive an email with the subject, thanks for your report to YouTube, it's an automated confirmation that YouTube has officially received a report you submitted regarding content on the platform. What it confirms? Receipt of complaint, the review process, the content you flagged, video, comment or channel, has been added to a queue for review by YouTube's trust and safety team. Now when this all happened, Jeremy said, no look, that was like a monetization issue. I was trying to get the channel monetized and it was a mere email about monetization. So I followed up with Gemini. I said, could an email about the remonetization of a channel have that subject? And it said, short answer, no. An email about remonetization or an appeal would not typically have the subject, thanks for your report to YouTube. This specific subject line is strictly reserved for community guidelines reports, meaning that you or someone with access to your account flagged a specific video, comment or channel for a violation like spam, harassment, or hate speech. Now here's where it gets weird. I told you I was in the DMs with Jeremy. Now I'm not going to share any DMs, that's not my style, but I was very clear to him that I was going to address this, and he sent me a number of things to sort of prove his case. And one of the things that he sent me that I haven't seen released in public is what appears to be him doing a screen recording of the flag history of his MTG channel, the channel that got this email, which was apparently changed to Unsleeved Media quite some time ago. So according to this screen recording, there's no flag there. Now personally, I don't think whether Jeremy actually pressed the button or not really matters. I mean, I was very clear with him. He started a flagging war. We'll get to that in a sec. But like a dog with a fucking bone, I said, look, you were on stream and your autocomplete showed an email. It showed an email sent to MTG fucking headquarters email with the subject line, "Thank you for your report." Can I see that email? Can you show me this email? Can you help me understand this? Now he tells me he did a search of his inbox and the email doesn't exist. So, I mean... Fuck. At the risk of sounding like a fucking feminist, I feel like I'm being gaslit. The email exists. What are you talking about? We all saw the email. Now, maybe the email has been deleted or something, I don't know. But the email was definitely fucking there. Now, as I was saying, I don't think this really mattered. I don't think whether Jeremy pressed the button or not really matters. I mean, fucking, what was it, 28 times?
Yeah, I think is that 28? Are we going back to counting again?
28 threats, right, in the DMs to Josh and in public on Twitter. He threatened to have Keno Casino's clip channel yeeted 28 times. Now, there's a number of possibilities here. Like he said, did he call his non-Indian YouTube rep? Did he just trigger a flagging war? You see, on the internet, there's always people that fucking hate you. There's people that hate me. There's people that hate Keno Casino. There's people that hate Jeremy. So as soon as they see this, they see blood in the water. Oh, Jeremy's threatening to have the Keno Casino's clip channel taken down. Let's fucking start mass flagging the Keno Casino clip channel. Jeremy's gonna get the blame for it and happy fucking days. That is a very real possibility. But Jeremy still started that fucking war by acting like a big man. By saying, "One phone call, I'll get your channel terminated." You know what I mean? And now there's multiple fucking casualties. Like Alyssa Clips has been getting flagged. Josh from Kiwi Farms, he's been getting flagged too. That Luther Morgan, the author of the LOLcow book, he's been getting flagged. A guy called Rant Man, he's been getting flagged too. It's because this frenzy has been started. So whether it's Jeremy or not hitting the button, he's still responsible, especially given Jeremy's take on online harassment. See, when I got in touch with Jeremy, I said, "Did you flag the Keno Casino Clips channel?" And immediately it was defensive. It was more than defensive. It was, "You're taking up for the casino, you're on their side." Like as if I'm some sort of traitor. Like I'm not in the fucking T-Birds gang. I take up for myself. And right now, the people that watch my videos, consume my content, want me to talk about this. And I gotta say, I'm slightly fucking perturbed about this too. So anyway, Jeremy said no, he did not flag the casino's channel. He said all those threats that I made were just me bluffing. It might have been my audience, but I think they know I wouldn't want that. I mean, really? Do they really know that? You just publicly said several times that you want this channel terminated. But anyway, he said it was all a bluff and he had to do it because they were harassing his wife. So I said, really? Andy and PPP are harassing your wife? Because from what I've seen, they tend to say, "Don't harass Jeremy's wife." So I asked him, "Can you show me? Can you show me an example of this? Help me understand." And the response was, "Just go look at the farms," as in Kiwi Farms. So I said, "Wait, you're talking about random people on Kiwi Farms?" Kiwi Farms once had a rumour that I was a pedo and my wife was a 15-year-old Filipino girl I was holding prisoner. Shortly after I realised it wasn't Kiwi Farms, it was like another gossip site. I don't think it's around anymore. But just for the record, my wife is a year younger than me, and she's a half Filipino that I hold prisoner. But my point is, if the casino are responsible for what random people on Kiwi Farms do, then surely Jeremy is responsible for what his audience does. I mean, isn't that Jeremy's standard? It's a dumb standard. It's one we fought against for years. You're not responsible for what your audience does. Jeremy's problem is that he's trying to defend himself in the court of public opinion. opinion. And unfortunately, he's like reversed the burden of proof. See, if Kino Casino's channel just got flagged down, and they said, oh, it was Jeremy, you could easily say, well, prove it. But because Jeremy fucking bloviated about, I can get your channel taken down, I'm gonna get your channel taken down, and because it happened shortly after, people reckon he did it. And that's not gonna change, because it's very hard to prove a negative. I mean, there's several factors here. He started a flagging war. He said he was going to call these non-Indian YouTube reps. YouTube are sending him thank you for your report emails. You're fucked. So I suppose I'll address Jeremy directly. Listen, Jeremy, stop taking yourself so seriously. You're a YouTuber. Being a YouTuber is fun, and you're not having fun, which radiates in everything you do. You can't control what other people say about you, and trying is going to lead to a bad time. Just look at the last couple of weeks. Being a content creator is easy. It can be stressful sometimes, I understand that. You can worry too much about numbers and stats. You're ever aware that your whole platform and livelihood could be yanked away from you at any moment, which is what makes all this so fucking egregious. The casino's editor, as I understand, was the owner and sole beneficiary of that Clips channel. He's got a family and his livelihood was just taken away. I'm sure this is a hard thing to hear, but you seem to be spiraling. I can see it in your mannerisms, I can see it in your appearance, I can see it in your interactions. We can all see it in your nightly rage tweets that inevitably get deleted the next morning. You gotta lay off whatever it is you're doing, which I assume is too much alcohol. And I'm not saying that from a high horse. I had problems with alcohol like 4 years ago, to the point my doctor said, listen sport, if you don't knock it off, you're gonna get liver troubles. You can hear it in my videos from back then. I'd lost my spark. Now I don't drink at all, I'm physically fit, and with that comes mental clarity and stability. I've got my spark back. It's really fun again. Think about taking some time off. You've got the money to do it, you've got a wife, you've got 3 dogs, you've got acreage. Work on your physical and mental health and come back for the redemption arc. Everyone loves a redemption arc. And a good faith effort to help the boys get their channel back probably wouldn't go astray, but you need to get your spark back. I hope you get your spark back. The Jeremy of 5, 6, 7 years ago, the guy who built that 2 million subscriber channel, he'd agree with me.
Flagging videos between YouTubers is especially egregious. From an angry fan, this is already bad. But from another YouTuber, it's about as egregious an offense a YouTuber can make, in my opinion. Get out in front of it, apologize, do what you can to make things right, and then take a week off. Get off Twitter, stay off YouTube. People will move on, okay? People will move on. There'll be another me. Right now, you're the me.
Iran says there will be no deal and tried to bomb one of our boats and the boats of a French person. Trump said there will be no Iran. And then Iran said, okay, let's make a deal. It's pretty diabolical stuff. Insane things happening today. And that's why you get the deep dives on all the things here on the channel. From geopolitics to woke woman downfalls. It's all here. Definitely subscribe. The Donald made the following tweet. Today, an Iranian-flagged cargo ship named Tosca, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past our naval blockade, and it did not go well for them. The U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Tusk on the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in their engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Tosca is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activities. You know, they're terrorists. We will have full custody of the ship and are seeing what's on board. President Donald J. Trump. This is what we call FAFO. Under the current blockade over Iran, which is more devastating to Iran than the actual bombing, which is pretty diabolical, they are losing around $400 to $500 million a day by the fact that they can't export any oil. This Strait of Hormuz, which every internet dipshit on the planet was talking about how, oh my god, I can't believe Trump didn't figure out that they were going to close Strait of Hormuz. Trump has been totally outplayed. Well, the Strait of Hormuz is open to literally everyone except for Iran, who is gargling in their own blood, slowly dying a very painful and entertaining death. They tried to get something past the blockade because that's their only lifeline, and well, let's just say Donald Trump was not Donald bluffing. Alright, as you can see, this is a video of U.S. forces firing into an Iranian-flagged vessel after it violated a maritime blockade of the Arabian Sea. Alright, a lot of people are like, oh, why does Trump have the right to do this? Who's gonna stop him? Who's gonna stop him? That's right. That's why he has the right to do it. Under international law, which just basically means whatever the fuck Donald Trump wants to do, this is perfectly valid. You can see, there it is. There's a little ship. It's doing its thing. A little bit of smoke coming out.
Motor vessel Tosca. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room.
Oh, that was nice.
Prepare to subject you to disabling fire.
Hey guys, leave the engine room or it will get ugly. We gave them advance warning. And where's the kaboom? Dang. Yeah, and disabling fire happened and kaboom, and that's it. And we took the ship, and it's ours now. That's just how it works. I know people are saying, but you can't just take things that other people... Yes, you can actually just take things that other people have, but that's called stealing. It says in the Bible that I don't believe in it all because I'm a atheist. Thou shalt not steal. Well, it also says in the Bible that you capture your enemy's shit after defeating them in war. Yeah, and that's just how the world works, whether you like it or not, unfortunately. Every woke Jew and fake Christian on the planet loves trying to abuse and mutilate your own ideologies against you. Well, all you have to do is understand your faith better than they do, which isn't very hard. Joshua 8:2, you shall do to Ai and its king as you did to Jericho and its king, except that you may carry off their plunder and livestock for yourselves. Set an ambush behind the city. Joshua 11:14. The Israelites took for themselves all the plunder and the livestock of these cities, but all the people they put to the sword until they completely destroyed them. They left no survivors. All right, because the war doctrine of the Bible, as it states in Deuteronomy 20:10, when you march a city to attack,
all right.
make
Right now, I lost a bunch of ammunition.
It shall be subject to forced labor and shall work for you. If they refuse to make peace and they engage you in battle, lay siege to the city. When the Lord your God delivers it into your hand, put to the sword all the men in it. As for the women, the children, the livestock, and everything else in the city, you may take these as plunder for yourselves. What I'm trying to say is, don't let them manipulate you with empathy and bullshit. I feel like there's a huge op from illiterate retards around the world trying to explain to you how actually it's totally not valid to defeat your enemies in war. And they try to hit you with all these moral soliloquies. The reality is, when you go to war with the enemies, you go to war to win. I'm not saying it's good to always be going to war and shit, but if the war starts, you win. That's how it works. And you win by either them dying or them surrendering. Those are the two options. Iran could have avoided this war. All they needed to do was not be committing acts of terrorism for the last 47 years, trying to assassinate the president of the United States multiple times, and try to develop nuclear weapons to obliterate us.
All right, hang on. Give me a minute. I'm going to take a quick break here. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
And now they're going to either die or surrender, and there's no option in between. All right, just in, Iran launches drone attack. themselves as the moral, virtuous group of people. And you see, the thing is, all of them call for violence.
I'm
The
back. I'm
violence
sorry
happens.
about that,
Thank
guys.
God the president is saved. Then they immediately say that it's
I had to
right
take
wing
care of something.
psyop, false flag, Mossad agent
Oh.
situation, while simultaneously crying and crashing out that it wasn't actually successful. You know, they say we are way too moral to kill him, as they tried their absolute best to kill him. The result of this is the independents leaving the left, and thousands of people are leaving the left right now because this is just insufferable. It really is. And the Muslims are obviously having a crash out because, you know, they saw Donald Trump standing in front of Melania to protect her instead of use her as a human shield, which goes against, like, all of their basic doctrines. So they obviously felt affronted. Insane crash outs on the docket today. We got leftoids going to jail. We got all the things. All the things are happening. It's very entertaining. Thank God. Iran's crashing out. Women drama's insane. Leftoids losing it. Honestly, just wild shit going on. So it started off with this. All right, CNN finally addresses the obvious.
The left is not the only people doing this, and the right.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I'm going to be radicalizing Tectone tomorrow on this. My stance is if you are a leftist, you are either evil or retarded, and I'm going to prove that. Every single day, I keep proving it again and again. I have yet to be proven wrong. And I love how these people are like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's both sides. It's so both sides, guys.
It does it just as much online.
You can understand why we're on edge as conservatives, though. 3 times the president, Steve Scalise, Brett Kavanaugh, Charlie Kirk. Heck, there was even a plot against Russ Vought the other day, who's the head of the Office of Management and Budget. I mean, conservatives are, I think, rightfully on edge because this keeps happening over and over and over again, and people keep calling Donald Trump a Nazi, and they keep calling him a fascist, and they keep...
Because they want him to die. You see, the thing is, now, a lot of people say, no, you shouldn't be prescribing motivations to actions, but at some point, you know, once there are enough dots on the graph, you start to actually understand the picture being painted. It's like, I don't understand. There were like so many assassination attempts against Donald Trump, bro. And they're still calling him a Nazi? Yeah. They don't call him a Nazi because they think he's a Nazi. They call him a Nazi because they want a mentally ill libtard to kill him.
Keep repeating lies about him that are not true, yet they keep getting repeated regarding Epstein and other things.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, as a conservative who lives in this every day, my friend was murdered last year. My president's had 3 assassination attempts. I have a knot in my stomach about it every day that I wake up.
And honestly, true. Look, man, I'm sure that leftoid content creators get death threats too, but if you just saw the amount of death threats I got, like on a daily basis, you'd lose your mind. It's pretty insane. I'm just a blue retard on the internet, man. Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, he's supposed to be some neutral guy. I love how they're still making believe he's neutral. And a lot of people say, no, what do you mean? He's not. He is, because he is literally paid as a talk show host on, I think it's ABC, which is supposed to be a public broadcast, which gets funding from the government, and then, therefore, does not have the same free speech protections as you and I do. Well, this was his joke right after the assassination attempt.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Absolute comedy, am I right, guys? This is the leftoid party. You know, they'll kill you. They'll make fun of your widow and harass your orphans, but hey, they won't assume your gender. All right, listen, man. They won't assume your gender. They won't be using slurs when they take out your entire family line for the sake of democracy. They're empathetic psychopaths. Do you not understand how that works? Anyway, Mr. Microaggression over here had that to say. That's pretty wild. It gets better.
Oh, look at who we have here, Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is so racist. The reason he went bald is because his hair was black. Stephen Miller puts the cyst in white supremacist. He's like if baby Hitler traveled in time to kill us.
That's right. The one Jewish guy in the entire administration is the baby Hitler candidate. I wonder why leftists keep trying to kill us. That's so weird. It's almost like your generic... This guy's not even considered a radical in leftist circles. He's like your normal liberal guy. He's not like your Hassan Piker, which we'll get to in just a minute. But he is like your normal liberal. And your normal liberal is just super confident, randomly just calling random people baby Hitler. It's pretty wild, honestly. It's pretty insane. And you wonder why they kill you. And again, they don't call you Hitler because they think you're Hitler. They call you Hitler because they want someone to kill you. It's actually that simple. And if there's another motivation, then you need to explain it to me. Like, holy schmoly, this is wild. Now, again, this is the same gay The same gay that was crying his eyes out when Renee Good committed suicide by cop because she wanted to die to protect pedophiles from getting deported.
Hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices.
Oh, never mind. That was a different time he was crying. I pulled up the wrong crying image. There's many times when he cries for random leftist garbage bullshit things. So this is him crying about COVID?
About who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy. You're...
Right, so this is just advocating to kill unvaccinated people, but he has so much empathy, guys. All right, here we go. Here's that one. I found it.
If our leaders are intentionally creating and encouraging violence and fear,
they're not encouraging violence and fear. Biden opened the border and let in 30 million illegal alien rapist pedophiles. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they do. We don't know their background. They're in our country now. The moderate position is removing them. The radical position was letting them in. So trying to remove them, and then you have like a bunch of libtard figureheads talking to their audience of freaks and gooners that they have to go out there and start killing ICE agents. I really think that they're the problem, actually.
And I hope you will also agree we need new leaders, because these are not leaders.
We need new leaders. Look, man, we're in a democracy, right? Leftists love democracy. I don't personally. I think democracy's kind of gay. Because listen, we have leftists voting. Obviously, that's retarded. But you do. You're a Democrat. You love democracy. So what does that mean? Remove the leaders. If not, kill them, right? Like I'm not reading too deep into this. All right, you're gonna have another election, man. Oh my God, he's an authoritarian. How did we get rid of him? We voted him out. Wow, what an authoritarian.
And to the people of Minneapolis, to the Preddy family and the Good family, and these
the retard domestic terrorists that committed suicide by cop. I have something to tell you.
People who were looking out for their neighbors.
For pedophiles. They desperately wanted to protect pedophiles. It was their dream. They woke up, they decided, today I'm gonna die as I lived, protecting pedophiles.
We want you to know that we are with you and you are not alone.
We are with you. Your children committed suicide by cop, but we are with you. Anyway, when there's an attempt on the sitting president of the United States, he has this to say. It's pretty wild, honestly. I think it's awesome. I really appreciate that they just wear their heart on their sleeve like this. They're just immoral psychopaths, all of them, actually.
First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Yeah, hilarious stuff, honestly. Very, very cool. Now, the funny thing is, and I say this because I really think it's funny, Melania responded. And she doesn't get involved with the online discourse, but she did this time. Melania said, Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is intended to divide our country. His monologue about my family isn't comedy. His words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America. People like Kimmel shouldn't have the opportunity to enter our homes each evening to spread hate. Oh my God, a coward. Kimmel hides behind ABC because he knows the network will keep running cover to protect him. Enough is enough. It is time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community? Holy schmorglitz, that's the truth, Nuke. And she's honestly right. Look, man, liberals created cancel culture, and we're going to use it. And you will get eaten by the monster you created. We will go after the employers. We will go after the TV agencies. This has nothing to do with freedom of speech, by the way, for those of you unaware. I see a lot of leftoids crying about freedom of speech as they try to enforce the Stop Nick Shirley Act because they don't want people investigating their fraud. So as they scream and yell about freedom of speech, Jimmy Kimmel had the right to say what he said, even though some would argue that he was inciting violence. Melania Trump has the right to do what she does, and ABC has the right to fire their employee if they want to. And I think putting pressure on these people is based, actually. I see a lot of leftoids crying about people getting fired for, making fun of Charlie Kirk. You should be fired if you make fun of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I would never hire someone that celebrates the assassination of an innocent father, child, Christian, husband. I would never celebrate that in my life, and if I had an employee that did, I would fire them immediately. You have the freedom to say what you say, and I have the freedom to do my best to ostracize you from society. And despite what the leftoids think, because they have a couple of little echo chambers online, you are outnumbered, and you will be destroyed. That's where we're at. And every generation, we're going to keep getting more radical until the dam bursts. And I am more than happy to see it in my lifetime, because I will. Now, again, meet the lunatic leftist who tried to assassinate the president. This guy, Cole Allen, as you can see, game dev, which is hilarious. Him, engineer, teacher in California and Los Angeles. So this is a teacher, your average guy that's actually just teaching your children. Yeah, that guy is an assassin. That's pretty insane to think about. This is the guy that's there to indoctrinate your kids. And now, of course, you have this guy, communist, which is awesome. What makes him a leftist? Simply having an education. Lol. I don't know, maybe it's that he tried to kill the Republican president of the United States of America and use every single leftist buzzword on the fucking planet in his little manifesto. Maybe that had something to do with it? I don't know. Anyway, Rick Scott, Senator Rick Scott, went out to Fox News and dropped a nuke. And oh my God, he goes off on Hassan Piker. This is crazy.
Democrats are going to have to decide. We want a safe country. Look, I might completely disagree with the presidency of Obama and Biden. I didn't want them murdered. Democrats won't even call out these people for who they are. They want President Trump. They want Republicans murdered all across this country, capitalists murdered.
Agreed.
This has got to change. Democrats are going to have to start acting like individuals that want safety for all Americans.
They don't want safety for all Americans, so destroy them. All right? I love how everyone's like really here to waggle their finger at the Democrats and do literally nothing about it. No, bro, they need to be destroyed. Legally, not violently, of course, but they need to be obliterated.
Fund Homeland Security. We have people dying because of illegal aliens. They don't care. I mean, I've got a picture. These are 4 young women killed by illegal aliens. And Democrats say they don't care. President Trump has 3 assassination attempts.
In fact, Renee Good is going to go and try to do her absolute best to get herself killed protecting these murderers.
They don't care. This is despicable. They need to show up and act like they're Americans.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't believe in the moral grandstanding because I just think we're dealing with unethical psychopaths. And I think the correct course of action is to absolutely publicly shame and destroy them. I'm a lot more radical than your average Republican. Your average Republican is just basically a 90s Democrat, and I'm really tired of that garbage. My perspective is these people have no ethical system. It's founded and based on absolutely nothing. Little, either evil people or retards. I really don't think there's any other option. I don't expect them to start acting like Americans, and therefore they need to be destroyed. It's actually that simple. I have no faith in them. Now, Rick Scott kept going off. Oh my God. So, if you remember, Hassan Piker, largest leftist political streamer, by the way, soon to go to jail, by the way, this is going to happen, you'll see. Leftoid dipshit had this to say.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office? What is he? He's the Richard Lynn Scott is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States Senator from Florida, a seat he has held since 2019. And also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the head of the, what was it, like the Senate committee or something?
Yeah, so this is him telling his audience of millions of people to go murder Senator Rick Scott, no consequences, and you wonder why you have this hatred. You wonder why leftists go and kill people. Man, I can't possibly figure out myself. We have jihadists telling dipshits that are being groomed in colleges to do this. That's crazy. Rick Scott actually finally responded to this. 3 assassination attempts against the President of the United States. Charlie Kirk assassinated. Radical podcaster Hassan Piker says, I should be murdered. Political violence and this hateful, disgusting rhetoric has to stop. This cannot be normalized in our country. Well, get used to it. Half of our country thinks this way. Anyway, bro, this guy says you've allied with Hassan Piker. Oh my God, dude, this is great. Bernie Sanders. A functioning democracy relies on the premise that people can express their political views freely without fear of being attacked or assassinated. And Mark Levin says you've allied with Hassan Piker. You make violent attacks on Trump and Netanyahu. Okay, put a sock in it, bro. I'm not a big Mark Levin guy myself, but anyway, Rick Scott responds. Well, he is on that Hassan Piker hate train right now like crazy. So this is a clip of Hassan Piker calling for violence as he does all the time. He's a terrorist supporter.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Right, so Rick Scott, Senator Rick Scott, retweets this one. He said I should be killed. He said capitalists should be killed, and the mainstream media gives him a platform. It's disgusting. Oh my God, bro is going off. All right, so Rick Scott retweets Ben Shapiro, who retweets Hassan Piker. This is crazy.
Engels.
He is going for the jugular. This is when Hassan Piker supports Luigi Mangione, terrorist.
Engels. wrote about the concept of social murder. And Brian Thompson, as the United Healthcare CEO, was engaging in a tremendous amount of social murder, the systematized forms of violence,
Yeah, we'll skip towards the end because you get the idea.
had created for the average American. I saw so many people immediately understand why this death had taken place.
Right, so Hassan Piker totally understands why this guy got assassinated. All right, well, you see, here's the thing. I would never call for, the assassination of Hassan Piker because I believe in thou shalt not murder, unlike Hassan Piker, who obviously doesn't believe in thou shalt not murder. And because I believe in thou shalt not murder, I do not endorse the public murder of Hassan Piker. I don't do it. But if it happens, I would totally understand it. He's violent. He's doing all sorts of social murder every single day on his stream. I would totally understand it. Anyway, school board member at Alachua Schools, Tina Sirkin, reacted to the Trump assassination by saying it was staged. It was staged! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Every single leftist calling for the assassination of Donald Trump, every single leftist celebrating that it happened, every single leftist sad that he missed. It was staged. It was totally staged. Which is funny because, you know what else? I had a conspiracy theory that I was saving for a very long time. This is one of my nukes. I drop it on people from time to time and I always get a good reaction. I think George Floyd's death, it was staged. It was a leftist op. They got Derek Chauvin paid by leftists. This is my theory. To kill George Floyd, so George Floyd could be a martyr for Black Lives Matter. My theory is that George Floyd's death was entirely staged by leftists. The fentanyl that he was consuming was obviously a leftist operative, and so was Derek Chauvin, and it was also that Black Lives Matter could destroy our country. That's my theory. More on that another time, you know? I'm just saying. So this is Ana Navarro saying that it's staged.
It's odd to me that in a place that is...
She's on CNN and The View, by the way.
Teeny.
Famous, like, woman, preacher.
With Secret Service, with Washington, D.C. police, with all sorts of law enforcement, this could happen. But also, I think people jump to that conclusion that it is staged because Trump lies. He lies constantly, daily, and
Oh my God, he lies. And therefore, when a guy, registered Democrat tries to kill him, it must be fake.
Pathological. So people do not trust and do not believe anything Trump says.
Yeah, we're not believing Trump, we're believing our eyes because we saw it happen. There's like footage of a guy, registered Democrat, by the way, lifelong Democrat, teacher in some California Connie school, who wrote a manifesto, take a gun, run into the room, shoot 5 shots, and get taken down by Secret Service. Right? This isn't because Trump said so and we're taking his word for it.
His lips are moving, the likelihood is he is lying.
Irony that this is coming from like a CNN reporter. Anyway, so also says that it's staged, just like George Floyd's assassination was all staged too, clearly. This is Democrat Rep. James Walkinshaw, terrible name, blames Secret Service for the assassination. Not the leftists, but the Secret Service.
First, I'm just deeply, deeply grateful that no one, the president, cabinet members of Congress, members of the press no one there was seriously injured.
Yeah, I don't believe this, by the way. Every time a leftist condemns this stuff, it's like, I'm really glad you're paying the lip service, but I don't believe you. It's like, it's the thing you have to do to defend yourself, but no one believes this.
But we absolutely have to understand how somebody armed to the teeth in the way that this guy could have gotten so close to the ballroom where the president and others were. I'm going to be listening very carefully for the Secret Service's explanation and, if necessary, pushing for
it's actually the Secret Service's fault that a radical leftist went with like Reddit talking points to murder the president of the United States. Actually, good point. And again, the left. Here's a little mini compilation of leftists. Well,
John Wilkes Booth, if you can hear us, if you are with us, please, John Wilkes Booth, if you're listening, please.
Let me get this straight, dumbass! Have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a...
Alright.
We're not even sending our best to fucking assassinate.
God damn, it's hard to believe I even did 220 streams.
John Wilkes Booth would never.
Today was like this close.
Yeah, we have an issue, man.
Also, the
women be psychopaths.
person at Trump at his rally
was exercising that right that all of those Republicans were fighting for. So.
Yeah, Republicans aren't fighting for the right to assassinate the democratically elected presidents of the United States. But anyway, according to the left, it doesn't matter because morals aren't real.
Can you really blame them?
John Wilkes Booth.
Right. So again, you just have to get used to this, I guess. You just have to get used to it, and there's just an infinite amount of these.
Motherfuckers Mr. Den. God.
Understand they want you dead.
Imagine faking your own assassination attempt for the third time, and then everybody should just accept that it wasn't real and that you didn't croak.
Man, these guys are perfect. Think about how incredible that is. It's fake, but also we hope that he didn't miss.
I wake up each morning hoping he has died. I go to bed
That's totally not Trump derangement syndrome, my guy. That is a normal, healthy mindset.
each night, hoping by the time I get up in the morning, he has died.
Ah, sounds like bro's living rent-free.
For the love of all things good.
You know, honestly, I'm happy Trump is president just because it means that people like this are suffering. And I say that with empathy and love.
Just fucking die!
They missed again? It's America!
Like, these are the people that are filming themselves and posting it. Just understand.
If somebody misses, one more time. Nobody wants to work these days. Nobody wants to get out there.
Bro, we need to get these people arrested. I'm not gonna lie. We need these people thrown in a hole. I'm not even gonna lie. This is incitement to violence, very obviously. It's not protected by the First Amendment, and it's crazy. All right, so here's the teachers. All right, this is a pre-K teacher.
So I would actually like to know what goes on in the heads of mega men. What goes on in your brain? Because I genuinely feel like it's not a lot of thinking.
Yeah. All right. This is a Virginia Democrat state delegate, Jessica Anderson, deleted her ex account after she was exposed for retweeting posts claiming that the assassination was staged. Smirking is a weird reaction to shots fired unless you planned it. All right, and she retweeted that, and then she deleted her account. All right, this is a teacher, by the way, for those of you unaware. The guy screaming and yelling, hoping that every single day he dies. All right, here we got another pre-K teacher crashing out.
There's been a few creators on here saying that like Friday or yesterday. And then I wake up to that news, but not that news. We're gonna have to pay really close attention to what they're trying to actually express.
Yeah, right. So, I would totally support the assassination, but the assassin had to be fake. It couldn't be a real assassination. I love how these people work, all right? And the words that this person used on his little manifesto, all right, and talking about how I'm no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, traitor to blah, blah, blah. Right? This is the exact Democrat rhetoric.
Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times.
That does not incriminate him.
In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald
They
Trump
are not credible allegations.
raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children.
Yeah, and they were all completely debunked. There is not a single victim. There is not a single victim that claims that Trump did this. So it's like, why would I believe it? And the crazy thing is, it's all these wokies that are using the same exact rhetoric. This is word for word the rhetoric in the manifesto of the killer.
The guy is a convicted,
of the attempted killer.
felon or convicted rapist.
He's not a convicted rapist.
Pedophile.
There is no evidence he's a pedophile.
He's the worst human being. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble.
I don't know. This dude seems like he just slandered a random guy, so that's pretty weird. I wouldn't trust his morality either. All right, this is Taylor Lorenz on CNN, and she was actually at the White House Correspondent Dinner as a journalist.
Some journalist, is actually speaking to the anger that we feel.
The women who got her outside court in New York.
So you're gonna see women especially that feel like, oh my God, right? Like here's this man who's revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems this.
This is her, by the way, talking about Luigi Mangione. You know, a terrorist.
Morally good man, which is hard to find.
I wish we'd find more terrorists that can assassinate people I don't like. CNN reporter, by the way. All right, and again, like, they all want him dead. They do. They're just obsessed with violence. They want to kill us, and it's because they have no morals and no ethics, and they're psychopaths. And I'll prove it again and again and again. I will, if you want. I will do that. But it's so obvious, actually.
Hey!
Right, these are the No Kings rallies, which, by the way, the attempted assassin was at No Kings rallies.
These ice Asians gonna get shot and wiped out!
You wishing that President Trump is dead?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Immoral psychopaths. And this is with all of their morals and all of their empathy and all of their microaggressions and their virtue signaling and their wokeness and their acceptingness and their tolerance. With all of that they're trying to use as a substitute to, I don't know, God and morality, all of that substitute just winds up creating unlikable, lonely, miserable, psychopathic dipshits. And that's what we're dealing with on the left. We really are, and I really believe. Again, I've said this was my thesis, and I'll say it again. If you're a leftist, you're either evil or retarded. Yeah, 8647 means kill the president, and it's like it's all the rallies, it's all the rhetoric, it's all the things. You know, they constantly call.
Let me ask you tonight: do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
That guy ended up being an alleged rapist.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism, is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
Yeah, actually, that's not what fascism means, but no one even cares.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
Totally. I guess you have to kill him or something. Isn't that the message here? It's not like you could just vote him out, right? A fascist dictator won't leave if he loses an election, but Trump left even though he might not have lost an election. So, like, the funny thing is,
We are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
Not to kill him. I guess that's the argument, right?
Only to roll over to Donald Trump's will, but to roll over our democracy and allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core."
Yeah, so none of these people know what the word fascist means, but none of them actually care, because they're really hoping that they'll radicalize some mentally ill, I don't know, trans Tifa member to kill him. That's really what this is all about, actually. Reality doesn't matter to leftists. They use words to hurt you and to obtain power. That's why they use words. You know, they don't call illegal aliens. They call them immigrants and your neighbors. It's honestly so obvious once you notice exactly what they're doing. It's pretty insane. And, you know, for the most part, they're pretty smart about it, you know, trying to do their nice little gay Bolshevik revolution in our country. So I don't blame some people for not getting it. You know, they're manipulated by bingo terms like, we need to be loving to everybody, and we need empathy for all the people, and separating families is sad. And, you know, some people, mostly women, fall for the emotional blackmailing and slop, which is why I say that not every leftist is evil. Some are just retarded. The ones that aren't retarded are evil, though. And I know I get a lot of people telling you not to generalize, but why would I? This isn't generalizing. It's all of them, actually. It's literally all of them. It's a prerequisite to being a leftist. You have to either be evil or retarded. Now, a lot of people are leaving the left right now, because every time something so obviously evil happens and the leftist continues being their, you know, evil self, you know, exactly what they were always meant to be, I suppose. You know, it starts to wake people up. People start to be like, wait a second, hold up, we gotta leave. We gotta leave the left. Wait, this is pretty awesome, actually. So, Destiny, and this is awesome, Destiny says, 33% approval rating, perfect. Send another assassin. Make him collapse in the hall, though. Play the sound effects for 5 shots, but make sure they're completely inexplicable and never reference them again. Kill the assassin. No, wait, actually capture him in perfect health. This is a tweet, basically, this is awesome, because this is a tweet basically saying that the entire thing is staged, and obviously Trump faked an assassination attempt to raise his polling numbers, which is exactly what Biden did, which is why leftists hired Derek Chauvin to kill George Floyd. Yeah, that was stage 2, actually. Wasn't it nearly as bad as when leftists hired fake ICE agents to kill Renee Good and Alex Preddy? That was crazy. I couldn't believe that leftists went ahead and did that. Yeah, there's a lot we need to talk about here, because it's so obvious, actually, that Jeffrey Epstein was paid by leftists to put Trump in the Epstein files. I was really, really surprised when leftists were paying him to rape children in order to frame Trump. Most obvious false flag ever. Anyway, the reason why this tweet from Destiny is saying that the whole thing is staged is very funny, is because he doesn't believe it. You see, the left is actually so cartoonishly evil. Not only do they fully support assassinating Donald Trump, don't let them confuse you. I literally covered in my video yesterday how Destiny was saying that conservatives need to be afraid to go out in public or they'll get killed. Of course they support the assassination of the duly elected Democratic President of the United States of America. They do not believe in thou shalt not murder. So the funny part is, even though he absolutely supports the assassination, without a doubt, in my opinion, he still has to make believe it's staged in order to slander the right wing a little bit more. It's pretty awesome, actually, if you think about it. It's honestly cartoonishly evil stuff. I'm officially convinced it was a hoax. The Trump administration
killed a priest for $5.
Assassination that would include the shooter getting shot at and then locked in federal prison for the rest of his life. The Kamala Harris voter agreed to this plan that works against his political and personal interests because he's just like a really generous guy. Wow. Meanwhile, the Trump administration, despite dastardly planning multiple assassination hoaxes, decided to keep their patsy alive and a permanent liability for them rather than just killing him, like they could have easily done. They did this because they are also really strangely generous in a very odd and specific way. So in summary, we have a plot where all parties involved are working against their own interests with no real discernible benefit to any of them. There is no evidence of this plan, and it does not even make any intuitive sense. And the motives for everyone are unclear, if not insane, but I still believe it because I am a very smart person. That's a very good point there, Matt Walsh. I didn't think of it from that perspective. But now, this tweet is very funny, but the reality is even simpler. You are engaging with them on the good enough faith that you believe that they actually think it's staged. You believing they're retarded was your first flaw, because they're probably just evil, actually. Now, anyway, Ocasio-Cortez, right? AOC says, there's no place for political violence in our country. This is literally the classic leftoid tactic. It's like, you have to kill Donald Trump, all right? And then someone tries to kill Donald Trump. I oppose violence of all sorts. This is like a leftist teacher slices off the dick of some child that they're trying to socially transition. I condemn all forms of body mutilation. Okay, dude. Very excited to hear the opinion of the pro-life abortionists. Anyway, I'm so relieved that Hitler is safe and sound. I feel like that's just such a good tweet, because, you know, you see stuff like this, you don't even know what they mean by this. Like, because AOC calls him Hitler, so saying that you're happy he's not killed implies that you wouldn't want Hitler to get killed. It's the funniest part, because, like, it's such an obvious joke. Of course you wanted him to die, obviously. That's why you keep calling him Hitler, because you want them to kill him. It's pretty wild. Right? Yes, my position is that reporters shouldn't get dressed up in a tux to have some laughs with terrible presidents. I also oppose shooting the president. Wow. Anyway, this is him with Hassan Piker, a guy that advocates for shooting people that you don't like. Anyway, so the left is trying to do some sort of gotcha. Right? This is pretty good. This went super viral. Never forget how we have to tone down the rhetoric guys were moving when Obama was in office. Right? So this is evidence that the right is just as violent as the left, because the right-wing rhetoric is just the same as left-wing rhetoric. You ready?
I need your money to kill babies by abortion. You, taxpayer, give me your money to pay for baby killing.
No, I don't believe in abortion.
I don't care. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's. Give me money to kill baby.
All right, I'll pay you. Don't hit me anymore. Please, kill my baby. Kill my baby.
You, kill that woman's baby.
What in the actual fuck is happening?
Yeah, so, first of all, I can't believe Obama survived this, honestly. This is the type of rhetoric that's so insane. I can't believe Obama survived. That's one. And two, where's the lie? It's exactly what he promoted. This is literally happening across our country right now. Our tax dollars are literally being used to kill babies as we speak. Where's the lie? So, A, it's accurate. B, Obama survived, thank God. Anyway, it's so wild watching these people do this. Americans, when it's time to aim at the orange man. Mentioned this French guy, obviously freaking the shit out that Trump wasn't assassinated. Again, the French guy, so this means he's probably Muslim. Anyway, the French people, when it's time to go shopping without getting raped by a Muslim. That's a pretty, I'm not gonna lie, they kind of cooked there. Anywho, anyone else finds it weird how Tucker Carlson is dead silent? Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe he supports the assassination. I mean, he calls Trump the Antichrist these days. Not really, he was silent after Charlie got shot. Yeah, probably. Anyway, I'm gonna just ask and basic human rights. You had me worried there for a second. Thank God the left has decency and supports basic human rights. Man, every time the left harasses and slanders the widow of a person that they assassinated, I just think about how grateful I am that they respect women. Yeah, so 22% of liberals under 44 say it's okay to feel happy when a political opponent dies, compared to just 6% of conservatives their age. You know, it's because politics are immoral psychopaths. Anyway, Michael Knowles says political violence is not a both sides issue. It is not. Left. And this is the correct take, actually. He's just completely right, obviously. I love how the responses are like, your guy threatened to wipe out a civilization earlier this month. First of all, did he? Second of all, did that cause a peace treaty? Third of all, it was a fucking tweet. And the reality is the left doesn't actually have a response for something like this, because the violence is basically left-wing. Obviously, you're going to have psychos on the right, you're going to have psychos on the left, but it is actually mainstream policy on the left. The fundamental difference is the left actually supports it ideologically. Not just a mentally ill guy has a crash out, which definitely happens on both sides, because mentally ill people exist. However, it is mainstream policy on the left, actually. That it is the normal stance, actually. The left will broadly celebrate it, right? When you have a right-wing guy committing a horrible, atrocious act, which has happened, you know, there are mentally ill people, you don't see it celebrated on the right. When you see the most horrible, atrocious act ever being committed on the left, it is celebrated en masse. That just shows the policy is very different. So this guy, Brian Shapiro, you know, he's like, oh, really? And then he lists a whole lot of psychos that shoot people or something. I guess he found 10 examples of right-wing violence throughout all of American history done by individuals and condemned by basically every single person on the right. And in fact, he made this same tweet 100 times. He literally tweeted this same tweet 100 times yesterday. All right, so his response to Donald Trump almost getting assassinated is tweeting 10 examples of when radical far-right people committed horrible acts. I guess that makes it totally okay to kill the president now, right? In fact, I know Brian Shapiro does these debates. I'm willing to debate you on this, man. I'm willing to debate you on left-wing violence. Because while, yeah, I'll cede you, there are a couple of fringe cases of crazies on both sides, I think that institutionally, leftists are just immoral psychopaths. And you could clip this and you could send it to this dipshit, and I'd be more than happy to debate him. I doubt he would, because aside from copy-pasting a tweet, you see left-wing violence every day on the TV. Every day. You wake up, you read the news, a leftist killed somebody. So, you know, anyway. And the truth is, people are realizing leftoids are leaving the left. Because you see, the thing is, the way the left won the woman vote, for example, is emotional manipulation. Most people aren't really paying attention to politics, and most people, especially women, are more easily to be manipulated through emotional storytelling. And that's what every college does, and that's what every single media outpost does, and that's what every single one of these organizations do. They just hit you with infinite emotional manipulation. Trump is separating families, the refugees that just want a better place to live. We should give infinite free healthcare to people that invaded our country illegally. Oh, the poor mentally ill rapist, we should let him out of jail forever.
Guys, I'm turning and I'm getting such a bad headache. I'll be back in the morning with Windrose. Man, I can't play anymore. My head is